Just a reminder before today's programme that the previous instalment of our Now Dance journey is still available to view, where we took a look at the release known as Now Dance 2007. And now, here on AMTV, the dance journey indeed moves one step further to its conclusion by taking a look at the release known as Now Dance 2008. Hello there everybody, it's Adam Martyn here and welcome back once again to another instalment of the Now Review. And we're continuing the Now Dance journey by taking a look at this album, Now Dance 2008, and I'm sure you probably guessed it, actually released in the late of 2007. It was continuing that tradition of numbering an album the year after it was released, which, okay, fair enough, but let's look at that cover. They're still keeping that tube design. The tube design lives on from the 1990s, and I love it. This really is the perfect font, in my opinion, for Now Dance-related albums. And the cover, I mean, it's a sort of a blend of pink and orange, and it looks fine, but it just, I don't know what it is. It just seems very uncoordinated. There's no proper, link to it. There's no through line through it, if that makes sense. It just seems very all over the place. The colours are nice, but I would have appreciated a bit more direction. But, you know, that's by the by. Not the best cover. We've got that out of the way. But it's not all about the front cover. It makes a good impression, but of course it is all about that all-important track list, which is what we have here. So let's delve into Now Dance 2008. Okay, so With Every Heartbeat by Robin kicking off. What a great song, one of the great songs of the 2000s. David Guetta with Love Is Gone. I'd say that was the first one me and my friends really knew of David Guetta, and it's a really good song as well. Highly recommend you listen to it if you haven't. The Girls is on here by Calvin Harris, a really early song for him. I mean, Calvin Harris is a household name now. Everyone sort of knows who he is. He's had hit after hit, but humble beginnings, man. Humble beginnings. I Found You is on here. That's also a great song in my opinion. Last Night a DJ Saved My Life, yes, and Mika's on here with Grace Kelly, another great song. Let's Dance by High Tide, again following from their success the year previous when they sampled Say Say Say. So there you go, 22 tracks on disc 1. I hope you've had a good look at all those tracks there. Pick any of your favourites. For now, we shall move down onto disc number 2. Okay, Proper Education by Eric Prydz, which is Using Another Brick in the Wall by Pink Floyd. And again, a great song if you ask me. If you haven't heard it, I'd highly recommend you listen to that. You've got some Mark Ronson on here as well. Okay. I Can't Stop Moving by Sonny J. I love that song. That's it's a very feel-good song. Go and listen to Can't Stop Moving. That's track number 13 on there, on the third column. Really great song. And the finishing track, Tiesto, with Adagio for strings. Anyone who doesn't know that title, it's one of those really sad pieces of instrumental music you hear a lot. It was used in the film Platoon. It was, I think, played at President Kennedy's funeral back in the 60s. But it's a dance version, and it's really cool. It's really, really cool. So if you want to hear something completely out of this world, definitely give the final track on disc 2 a listen. Now, if you remember from the last Now review of Now Dance 2007, I praised that for being more of an equal balance between pop and dance. However, this, I'd argue, leans more back into the pure dance territory, sort of like the Now 2004 releases did. And that's not necessarily a problem. I mean, these albums are considered now dance after all, dance music. But I'd always argue if you're not that into dance music, or if you prefer the pop stuff specifically, then you'll enjoy that more, arguably. Let's twizzle you back around, and if you allow me a jump cut, I will crack this open and show you what's inside. So there is CD1 following that simple design but with pink text, and again very reflective like last year's Hello, you can see me and my camera there. I don't like this reflective design at all, but I mean, I'll show you CD2 and it'll be more of the same. But before I do that, look at this, it's back again. Now Dance 2008 on your mobile. Text WAP, because it was a WAP file site, and they're using the same Nokia. So even, you're saying phones are always upgrading year after year. I think phones took a little bit longer to upgrade back in the day using that same Nokia. Yeah, I mean, at this point, 2007, late 2007, I had my first mobile phone. I had a flip Motorola because, I was a cool kid, but I wouldn't dream of downloading things. Things cost a bomb back in the day. Purely for reference, there is CD2, more of the same. And look, this feature returns after a few years. The idea of having the front cover without the logo. That hasn't been done for quite a few years in the Now Dance series. And again, this just highlights this cover. This is literally just a mishmash of colours and white lines. Where was the direction here? What was the idea? What was the feeling behind it? It's just a bit all over the place, quite frankly. Before I give my final recommendations and where you can pick this sort of thing up, I do want to show you something that was also included within the package itself. It was this little postcard here, which says business reply, Now Dance 2008, you were meant to send this back. This was a competition to win 50 CDs, music from EMI. Which of the following magazines do you read? You can see there's a whole list of them down there. I mean, there's tons, you got everything. I mean, it's mainly, from what I can see, it's mainly like music magazines, but they've got a variety as well. And you got newspapers down there as well. God, what newspaper do you read? If you read The Sun, well, if you read The Sun, you do yourself a favour and stop reading it. And then you've got all this questionnaire to fill out. And the expiry date's probably gone, but I just found that interesting that was included in here. So, final thoughts on Now Dance 2008. Well, as I've said with the past few releases, if you like 2000s dance music specifically, you will adore this. I mean, it was a good time to be a dance fan in the 2000s, I'd argue, and this album shows no different. We are moving towards the end of the first decade of the 2000s, of course, where things started to change rapidly, sort of 2009, I'd argue. But if you're not into 2000s music, if you think it's modern day trash, then you will not enjoy this album. But if you do want to pick it up, at the time it was released on CD and download, you can get it on CD now for less than £1, like all of the Now dances in the 90s and 2000s I've been finding. You can get it less than £1, usually places like Music Magpie or eBay, somewhere like that. And again, not the best dance album in the world. I think my picks from the 90s still take precedent here, but again, like a lot of these Now Dance albums, the songs on here that I recognise personally and that I remember from my childhood are really solid bangers and deserve to be on there. But that is all for this installment of the Now Review. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please remember to leave a like on this video and leave your thoughts in the comments. Do you own Now Dance 2008? Did you own it originally when it came out, or have you picked it up in recent times? Please remember to subscribe to the channel for more Now related content, and until the next one, I will see you guys next time. A massive thank you to our producer and director patrons for your support towards us here at AMTV. You just help keep us going, and that's massively appreciated. And that does bring us to the end of another evening here on AMTV. We hope you enjoyed the programme, and we hope to see you next time. Good night.